Hi, good afternoon. I am Rene, and we are the Group 1. In this afternoon, we will be discussing the virtue of ethics. But before that, please allow me to introduce our group members. Jean will discuss Aristotle's foundational work on ethics. CHERIE will examine the principles of virtue of ethics and its significance. REGINE will delve into the concept of function argument in ethics. NERILYN will explore the ultimate goals of ethics and their implications. ROSITA and RESHYL will discuss the nature of virtue and its importance. MARJELYN will examine the concept of telos as the ultimate end or purpose. DANNA will discuss the telos or ultimate purpose of ethics. QUENNIE will explore the 4 cardinal virtues and their significance. SAIRAH will discuss a specific ethical doctrine and its implications. WARLITA will highlight the strengths of a particular ethical approach. JUREM will examine the weaknesses of a specific ethical theory, while Jason will provide a summary of the key points discussed. So, today, in our exploration of Aristotle's virtue ethics, we'll examine the concept of moral virtues as a mean between exist and deficiency, where virtues like courage, justice, and temperance strike a balance between extremes. We'll discuss how these key virtues contribute to human flourishing, enabling individuals to achieve their full potential and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. By understanding Aristotle's ideas on character development and moral habituation, we'll gain insights into the importance of cultivating virtues through practice, habit, and reflection. This journey will reveal how virtues shape our decisions, relationships, and overall well-being, offering practical wisdom for living a more authentic, ethical, and fulfilling life. Now, Jean will take us on a deeper exploration of Aristotle's foundational work on ethics, uncovering new perspectives and insights. Stay with us as we uncover more.
Nicomachean Ethics is a book written by the Greek philosopher Aristotle that talks about how people can live a good and meaningful life. So instead of focusing only on rules or results, Aristotle says that the key to being truly happy is to become a good person with strong moral character. So he explains that the best life is one where we use our reason and develop good habits like being brave, honest, and fair. These good habits are called virtues, and we'll learn them by practicing them every day. So Aristotle also says that we should try to find a balance in our actions, not doing too much or too little, which he calls the golden mean. So in simple terms, Nicomachean Ethics teaches us that being a good person is something we work on throughout our lives, and that true happiness comes from living with purpose, wisdom, and virtue.
So next is virtue ethics. But before we proceed to virtue ethics, let's first know what is virtue. So virtue is mao ni siya ang mga positive character or positive quality that helps us to live a good life. For example, honesty, kindness, fairness, etc. While ethics is a study of what is right and wrong, good and bad, and nag-involves po ni siya mga values and principles para makamake of decisions. So overall, ang virtue ethics kaya focus siya sa pag-develop sa atong good character or shall we say virtue para maka-make ta og good choices. And according to Aristotle, dili lang daw di kutubra sa pagpakita og maayong asal or shall we say pakitang tao, but naa daw ni siya deep na meaning. So virtue ethics is about being good, not just appearing good. And ang virtue ethics kay wala ni ga-follow og mga rules. Kay when we say following rules means ga-focus sa tagbuhat sa mga good action kay lagi required siya buhaton. Instead of gibuhatan ni na action kay it is who we are as a person. So for example, when a person only tells the truth when others are watching or it's convenient, dili ni siya matawag og virtue ethics, but we call it kanang pakitang tao. But when we say a person develops the habit of honesty, like telling the truth even no one is watching or when it's difficult, this is called a virtue ethics.
Aristotle's theory of the highest good distinguishes between intrinsic goods valued for themselves, like pleasure and knowledge, instrumental goods valued for their use in achieving something else like money, and goods that are both. Understanding these categories is key to achieving eudaimonia or flourishing.
Aristotle highlights the principle of ethics and education. It's about using that knowledge to become a better person. This is all about the development of our character as a person, to apply knowledge in our lives to become better individuals. It is the idea of action speaks louder than words. Without actions, it's useless. If we don't use our knowledge to improve ourselves, there's no sense and value of being a good person.
The nature of virtue. Virtue ethics is a moral philosophy that focuses more on the kind of person you should be rather than just what action you should do. Instead of following rules or just looking at consequences, Aristotle believed that being good means having a good character and developing good habits, disposition, motivations, and emotions. It is enough to not just to do the right thing. You need to have the right intentions, feel the right emotions, and act from a moral character. Example, if you help a friend just to look good, that's not a virtue. But if you help because you care and know it's right, that shows a virtue. Moral character. A virtuous person feels the right thing at the right time and acts accordingly. It's not about pretending to be good, it's about truly being good from the inside. Virtues are not inborn. We are not born with virtues. We must learn and practice them. Just like learning a sport or musical instrument, we improve with repetition. Example, to become brave, you must practice being brave until it becomes a habit.
When we talk about virtues of character, we are basically talking about the kind of person you train yourself to be over time. It's about how you naturally respond to situations because of the kind of habits you build. Like if you've gotten used to being kind or patient, that becomes part of your character. Now, each virtue is like finding a sweet spot. It's not about being perfect or extreme. It's about more balance. Like for example, if you are brave, dili siya bold pasabot nga dili na maka-feel of fear. It just means you don't let your fear stop you, but you also don't throw yourself into danger without thinking. You are right in the middle, not too much, not too little. And that's actually the big idea here. Virtue is always the between two extremes, like being generous is between being stingy and wasting money. Being confident is between being shy and arrogant. So, real virtue means finding the healthy middle and practicing it so much that it becomes part of who you are. So in short, virtues are not about being perfect. They are about finding balance in how we act, and the more we practice that balance, the more natural it becomes.
Telos. So what is telos? Telos is a Greek word that means end, purpose, or goal. But here, when we say end, we don't mean something is over. We're talking about the reason why something exists or what is meant to do. Think of it like this. Everything has a purpose. It's telos. Where does this idea come from? The philosopher Aristotle used this concept a lot. He believed that to really understand something, we have to know its telos, what it's for. This idea is a key part of what's called teleology, which is the study of purpose in nature and human-made things. A knife's telos is to cut. We judge a knife by how well it cuts. If it's dull and can't cut anything, we'd say it's not fulfilling its purpose. It's not achieving its telos. Second example, a student's telos might be to gain knowledge and become wise. School isn't just about passing tests, it's about growing intellectually and personally. That growth is a part of the student's purpose. How does this help us? If we understand the telos of something, we can better understand how it should work and what it looks like when it's doing well. Aristotle believed humans had a telos related to living a good life. Telos of humans to live virtuously and seek happiness. In Greek word, eudaimonia. It's not just about pleasure or wealthy, but a deeper fulfillment, to through good actions, relationships, and personal growth. This is why we often feel something's off if someone is rich but miserable. They might not be achieving their true telos. So a quick reflection, notice how knowing the telos changes how we judge things. We don't judge a knife by how pretty it is, we judge it by how well it cuts. We don't call a happy life good just because it looks fun. We look at the deeper purpose. Is it meaningful?
Telos of ethics. The goal is to live the best kind of life, a life of happiness, but it's not just about feeling good. It's about doing good, living good, doing good, and being the best version of yourself. So to reach our daimonia, we need to practice arich, which means virtue or excellence. This means doing what is formally right and becoming good person through our actions and choices. For example, if someone is honest, kind, and wise of their decision, they are practicing arith, and by doing that consistently, they are moving towards eudaimonia. So in short, the goal of ethics is not just about following rules, but to live a life of excellence and become truly fulfilled.
4 cardinal virtues. The cardinal virtues are the 4 main virtues that form the foundation of moral character. The word cardinal comes from Latin cardo, meaning hinge, because all other good habits depend on this. First, prudence. Wise decision making, thinking before acting, choosing what is truly good. Example, planning your action carefully to avoid mistakes. Number 2, justice. Giving others what is rightfully due, treating people fairly with respect. Example, being fair to everyone, no matter their status. 3, fortitude. Courage, strength to do what is right even in difficult situation. Example, admitting your mistake even it's hard. Number 4, temperance. Self-control and moderation, avoiding excess in action or desires. For example, controlling your anger or avoiding overspending.
The doctrine of the mean, also known as the golden mean, is a concept in ethics that emphasizes finding the balance between two extremes. Aristotle is credited with developing this concept. It suggests that virtue lies in finding the middle ground between deficiency, too little, and excess, too much, of a particular characteristic or action. The mean isn't a simple average, it's a flexible midpoint determined by context and individual circumstances. Here's a breakdown with examples from Aristotle's work. So number 1 is courage. So courage means the courage, appropriate bravery, while the deficiency is the cowardice, lack of courage, and the excess is the rashness, reckless, and bravery. Number 2 is generosity. So generosity means the generosity giving appropriately, while the deficiency is the stinginess, miserliness, extreme unwillingness to spend money, and the excess is extravagance, excessive spending. Number 3 is ambition. Ambition is the mean ambition, appropriate level of drive and aspiration, while the deficiency is the sloth, lack of ambition or laziness, and the excess is the greed, excessive desire for wealth or power. Number 4 is modesty. So modesty means the modesty, appropriate self-awareness, while the deficiency is the humility, excessive self-deprecation, and the excess is the pride, excessive self-regard. And number 5 is honesty. So honesty means the honesty, appropriate truthfulness, and deficiency is the secrecy, unnecessary withholding of information, and the excess is the loquacity, excessive talkativeness or gossip. Number 6 is good humor. So good humor is the good humor, appropriate cheerfulness and pleasantness, and the deficiency is the moroseness, excessive seriousness of silliness, and the excess is the absurdity, excessive silliness or inappropriate humor. Number 7 is friendship. So friendship means the friendship, appropriate social interaction and connection, and the deficiency is the quarrelsome, excessiveness, argumentativeness, and the excess is the flattery, excessive praise or insincere compliments. Number 8 is temperance. So temperance means the temperance, self-control, and moderation, while the deficiency is the self-indulgence, excessive self-gratification, and the excess is insensibility, lack of feeling, or concern. Number 9 is composure. So composure means the composure, calmness, and self-possession, while the deficiency is the apathy, lack of feeling or emotion, and the excess is irritability, excess, anger, or frustration. Number 10 is self-control. So self-control means the self-control, appropriate self-regulation, while the deficiency is indecisiveness, inability to make decisions, while the excess is impulsiveness, acting without thinking. It's crucial to remember that the mean is not static. What constitutes the ideal balance varies depending on the individual, the situation, and cultural context. The doctrine of the mean encourages thoughtful consideration and responsible action, aiming for the virtuous path that avoids both extremes.
So again, ang just is dili lang enough kung natin rules or gulagod for consider na good ang atong societies. So even natin mga sanctions or punishment, if a person doesn't have a desire to follow rules because they don't want to do what's right. And for the strength of Aristotle's virtue, he focuses on being a good person, not just an action. It is not about following rules, but more about who you are as a person. It is also encourage us to grow and gain practical wisdom.
But of course, it also has its downsides. Like for example, it doesn't provide clear guidance on what to do in a certain moral problems. It's like saying, be brave, but what doesn't brave mean in the context? It's not clear also in virtues vary across cultures, so what good for one place might not be good for another. And let's be real, it's hard to apply to modern problems like climate change or AI because this was Aristotle time. Plus, it seems like he based it on elites like rich Greek men, so it's not inclusive of everyone.
Aristotle's virtuous ethics is a moral philosophy that emphasizes character over rule or consequence. According to Aristotle, the goal of life is eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or happiness, which is achieved through living a life of virtue. Virtue is trail of character manifest in habit and action. Aristotle distinguished between moral virtues like courage, temperance, and generosity, and intellectual virtues like wisdom and understanding. Virtue lies in the golden mean, a balance between two extremes. Courage is the mean between cowardness and recklessness. Virtue are developed through practice and habituation, not following a strict rules. Reason and rational activity are central of human nature, and living virtuously means fulfilling this rational nature. Aristotle's ethics are theological, meaning that they focus on the purpose or end, telos, or human life.
Hala, kisa na ng pitak ka. Hala. Hala, ang pangalan kay Rosita is ORBISO. Hala, kadagad sa kwarto. Dapat siya papilis. Hala, tubos palawan. Napatay, di ko siya kalukat siyang kuan. Sarabi? Saan nila akong kwarto ha? Uy, ang problema sa ko. Saan ko ng kwarto? Wala sa kay kwarto. So, gano'n lang basta. Okay. Wala sa kay kwarta. Ito kaya ni, kinanibid yun ninyo. Ubay sa biyan eh. Uli ko hindi.
A. uli sa tag-iya. B. Palit sa lawg sa manok. Sa C. Huwaton matiguang ang tag-iya.
Buat ka, Mika? Gusto na lang kag-inusa? Undang na eh!
Pero kung mga piyakuron, unsi kalahian ako sa akong karaang sir. Tikas diri, tikas dito. Pag-graduate ko, pero konsensya na ko ma-zero. Lord, kung makapasa ako ron nga limpyo ako ng answer sheet, promise, sunod semester, ma-enroll ko sa tinuod, dili na ko wadi millionaire sa attendance.